Hi, my name is Braden Rattray, and I will be talking about the book Life of Pi and analyzing it. So I'll be talking about its symbols, its themes, its connections to the real world, and the characterization of its characters. So first off, I'll be talking about characterization. Starting with the main character, Pi Patel, he is characterized as a deeply curious and spiritual individual. So he's a follower of three religions: Hinduism, Christianity, and Islam. And despite the fact that these three religions contradict each other, he still chooses to believe in them because all the different elements that these religions provide, he wishes to consume so that he can get the best possible experience out of these three different religions. And that kind of mindset connects to the bigger theme of faith in the book. He's also characterized as a very resilient individual. The mere fact that he's able to survive with Richard Parker at sea and tame him says a lot about how resilient he is and his will to survive. Next, I'll be talking about how Pi's father is characterized. So Pi's father is characterized as a symbol of skepticism, where Pi is characterized as a symbol of hope. So Pi's father is very skeptical of religion. He doesn't embrace it, whereas Pi embraces it fully. And these two different opinions can be, again, applied to the main theme of faith in the book. And Pi's father is also characterized as a very rational and pragmatic individual, and he instills the values of logic and reason into Pi at a young age when he teaches him the importance of being careful of how strong an animal can be, considering they live inside a zoo, and Pi's around animals every single day since he was a young boy. The first theme I'll be talking about is the theme of faith. So obviously in the end of the book, Pi presents the Japanese investigators with two stories of his journey, one with the animals and one without. The one with the animals has this fantastical, magical element to it, where it's like, how could this kid survive almost a year in the Pacific Ocean with no food with a full-grown Bengal tiger? And the other story is more logical and rational in how it's presented. So the choice of which story to choose is a metaphor for choosing to believe in something in your life, like having faith in something, whether that's God or whatever, or taking the world at face value and being more logical and rational in your thinking. And so Pi and the author argue that you should choose the more meaningful story, which gives you more meaning in your life, because ultimately the end result is the same. Just as Pi said, his end result was the same. He ended up in Mexico. His whole family died. But the way he interprets the story, whether he has faith in something, changes his whole experience, and ultimately his life is better off for that. The next two themes I'll be talking about are the will to live and narratives/storytelling. So the will to live, or resilience, is very significant in this book. So Pi and the animals go through significant changes in order to survive. Pi gives up his lifelong vow of vegetarianism and becomes a cannibal, and the Bengal tiger, Richard Parker, allows himself to be tamed in order to get food from Pi. The orangutan, who is described as normally calm, turns into a very violent creature. And all these animals go through significant changes in order to survive at sea. And the third theme I'll be talking about is narrative/storytelling. So it kind of ties back to my earlier theme of faith. So the way in which Pi frames his story allows him to live with what happened to him at sea and cope with the fact that his family passed away, and allows him to stay sane during and after the journey. So for symbolism, the first symbol I see is Richard Parker. No matter which story you choose to analyze, with the animals or without, I believe Richard Parker symbolizes Pi's animal instincts, and Richard Parker symbolizes the beast and ferocious thing that Pi had to become in order to survive. And then this connects back to the theme of the will to live and what changes are necessary in order to survive in desperate situations. And the second symbol I see is the carnivorous island. I believe it is an allegory for the Garden of Eden. Pi encounters his island at his lowest. He has just killed the French castaway or the cook, and he has eaten him, which is an unredeemable sin. And so the island hides sinister things underneath it, like it kills all living things, it kills the fish. The sand is hot to the touch, it will burn you. And so Pi's faith is tested, and he is guided to leave the island instead of stay there. Lastly, for societal connections, in Life of Pi, the themes of faith and personal narrative show how belief and storytelling can help people survive difficult situations. Pi offers two accounts of what happened to him at sea, which forces readers to choose which story they believe. This connects to real life as people often create positive or meaningful narratives to cope with hardship and make sense of their experiences. Pi follows multiple religions at once, which demonstrates that faith can give people hope, comfort, and purpose even when their life feels uncertain. In the real world, many people rely on faith, family values, or personal beliefs to help them through challenges like loss, fear, or failure. Ultimately, Life of Pi teaches that faith and storytelling can help people find strength and meaning in difficult times.